welcome to the session of podcasting with Adobe Express and Adobe Podcast Studio. I'm honestly so excited that you are all joining me in this session. And thank you for those live viewers and those who are watching on demand. Seriously, welcome. So before I begin, I'd like to acknowledge, if we can go to slide number 2, please, Erin. I'd like to acknowledge that I am meeting you today in the lands of the Darug people. I also acknowledge the ongoing custodians of the various lands on which you are all in, and paying respects to the elders past and present, and extend the respect to other Indigenous persons/people with us today. So for those who do not know me, my name is Krissa Diamante, and I am a secondary classroom teacher based in Sydney, Australia. I was fortunate to have been awarded the 2025 New South Wales Premier Hickson Lawyer STEM Scholar. It's a bit of a mouthful, but basically what that granted me was a global world tour that allowed me to explore the impacts of AI in education. And my beautiful moderator for this session is Erin. Erin?
Hello, everybody. Let's see if I can be a fancy pants and spotlight myself as well. Add spotlight. There we go. So hi, my name's Erin Raithke. As you can see on there, Krissa has very kindly linked you to my LinkedIn profile. I work for TAFE Queensland. I do a lot of moderating and co-hosting when I am asked to by Tim for the Adobe space, as well as co-hosting with Ben Isles, our YouTube live stream show that's on my channel, Create, Share, Learn, links to which I do pop onto our page, and it's usually so far on the first Saturday evening of every single month, where we basically do this, but in a much more loosey-goosey free-form version that has an excessive amount of giggling involved, because we're both big old nerds.
Please share that link to the chat, so at least for those who haven't seen that YouTube channel of yours, that would be awesome. All right. Okay, so basically while Erin's doing that, I just wanted to kind of do a quick housekeeping before I head on to the learning intentions. Basically, what I would want everybody to pretty much gain out of this is that you are interacting with us. So please spam the chat. I don't like talking in a blank screen. I don't like talking to, doodly eyes if I'm in the classroom and they're just looking at me funny. So I would love for some interactions to happen during this time, so that I know it's a human-to-human connection virtually. Okay, so basically, learning intentions for today is each one of you will gain a sense of importance of your reflective practice, especially majority of us are educators. But in saying that, for those who are not within the educational sector, do bear in mind that whatever you use in terms of digital competency and your skills, you are still upskilling your practice. So having that sense of reflection is extremely important. The other thing as well is I'm going to chuck another load at you about the workspaces of Adobe Express if you haven't gotten much of it today, but then also giving in insights to Adobe Podcast Studio. So for those who may not know it, I'm going to show that to you as well. Thanks to Brett Salakis, he's the one that showed me how to use it last conference last year. So big shout out to Brett. And then finally, I'm going to be getting you guys involved, and you're going to be generating a podcast cover using Adobe Express AI generator. So with the image generator, I'm actually going to give you a step-by-step process. I'm also going to give you a resource page that you guys can refer to. So anything that is part of the slide, I'm going to give it to you. And by all means, use it, remix it, whatever is the best for you. All right, so we'll head on over to the success criteria, I think it was. Yeah, so basically what I said, bam. Next slide, please. Thank you, Erin. So just to touch real quick, I am a secondary high school teacher, multimedia teacher, and also STEM. I predominantly focus on this idea that you are in the classroom, and in that classroom, there's no four walls. You don't stand in the front of the room. You always make sure that you are everywhere with the students, facilitating, cooperating, collaborating with the kids. And I think it's really, really hard to put yourself in a position in that reflective space because you're always needing to be two steps ahead of everyone else. That was my ideology when I started teaching. And what that then happened was I became this like kind of fixation over I need to be the expert. I need to be able to answer any questions that students always say or ask. And I had that euphoric mindset, and it quickly disappeared by my third year. I hit burnout. I was out of work for 6 months and I chose to take leave because I was burning myself out thinking that I should know better. But really, what did I ask myself at the time? That was when I realized that what do I actually value as a teacher? So that came into this thought in my head that my role as a teacher, I still am and continue till this day a human as well as a learner. So everyone here attending the professional learning, it's so important that we come together and we actually work, collaborate, and also learn. Like we are not experts. We're not, AI who knows everything. AI also makes mistakes. Humans make mistakes. So please understand that we need to continue upskilling ourselves. We need to continue reflecting. And in order to do that, we need to actually collaborate with one another. So, what else? Next slide. Thank you. Basically, I want to give a shout out to my YouTube channel. I started this Future Ready Teacher podcast series. It's a 5-part podcast series, which it's up to me when I upload. And what I tend to showcase in this podcast series is the 5 cities I ventured to early March and beginning of April. So 5 weeks, I jam-packed my itinerary and I went from USA, UK, UAE, and Belgium. So I worked around trying to be a sponge, get myself to gain a better understanding of higher ed as well as K to 12 sectors in how they navigate around the uncertainty of AI. So I am up to my 4th episode and I will be uploading by the end of the year my final episode. So please be sure to check that out. Again, it is my way of reflecting my own global learnings. And I think moving forward from this, I will continue to create podcasts more so for my own personal growth in my career. So best to kind of recognize the achievements you've done and also the opportunities and learnings that you have encountered during your professional career. All right, so thank you, Erin, for sharing. I might actually, uh, I don't, yeah, can you play it?
Do you need me to share your audio? Because you got a video in there.
Yes, if
Yes.
possible.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
What a best moderator, guys. Shout out to Erin. So what you'll see here is
The
you
AI
can
assessment scale sets expectations and guidelines for educators to structure their assessment of learning and help coordinate the role of Gen AI in teaching and learning. Many Australian schools have adopted this framework and contextualized
if you
its
can just
structure
pause it,
to
Erin,
cater
thank
for
you.
their school community.
Yeah, so basically what you'll see on the right-hand side is Adobe Podcast, and then on the left-hand side, you'll also notice that it's my Google Doc script. I like to bombard and actually just make an essay. I just go word vomit onto this Google Doc, and then I work with Adobe Podcast Studio. So it's on beta mode. So if you all want to just jump onto your browser and check out Adobe Podcast Studio, I believe if Erin can, we'll post the link as well.
That will be podcast.adobe.com, correct?
Yes, please. So you will see that there are sections of tools, but I want to get you guys to focus on Studio Beta only. And Studio incorporates those tools such as enhanced speech, and you can make your own audiogram, if I'm saying that correctly, and you can make video podcasts. You can export it as MP3, MP4. You can also export your transcript, which is exactly what you see on the right-hand side, and you can edit as if it's just a Google Doc. So it's I honestly would want you guys to just experiment with it. Oh, hello. Cool. Thanks, Erin.
My apologies, I put a typo into the first time I shared that link. So it's the Adobe Podcast link, the last one. Anybody who's watching live, click the last one. The first one ain't gonna work.
That's so good. Thank you, Erin. You're saving me. So basically, you can see on the left-hand side, enhanced speech, then you got caption video, which I've never seen before. That is so cool. And then you can convert audio to video. Erin, if we can head over to tools, if possible. Oops, excuse me. So you will see under tools, there's already that enhanced speech, but if everyone heads on over to Studio Beta, you can also check out the mic check later. But let's say that Erin has beautifully gone into Studio. Oh, that's okay. Erin's okay. Don't worry about it.
That's okay. I can sign in. I don't mind. I will just take my credentials off screen for a moment. Hold, please.
Okay, well, while Erin is doing an amazing job, for those who haven't used Studio yet, you can copy and paste certain transcript and you can actually export it. So what I did before was I actually duplicated every single recording I did, and I had to manually delete the whole transcript. So imagine 2 pages worth of transcript without any paragraphs. And what I did was pretty much try and align the certain timing that I had, and then I would have to delete certain things. So now there's a great option that it has. So maybe Erin, if you can click on...
have a recording that I prepared earlier. Do you want me to throw it into a new project?
Yeah.
And then we can, because this is the text editor, yeah?
Yes, you're so cool. What? That is so cool.
Okay, so hey, I had so much content that I had to cut out of my presentation earlier because I wanted to share all the cool things.
Nice.
So
okay, yeah.
Ignore this bit, guys. This is just like a audio recording that I prepared earlier. And so I'm just like uploading that in there and it's going to process. Back to you, Krissa.
No, that's cool. So what Erin did is basically you click on the upload on the left-hand side. Underneath that is you can add in sound effects and audio, and you can embed it within your actual text. Underneath that, placeholder is just, correct me if I'm wrong, it's like in my head it's gibberish. It's whatever filler kind of intel.
It can be notes. So like say, for instance, let's just say as an example that Krissa and I are doing a podcast together because we're amazing and we are planning things out and we're talking about our first episode. So we might just say like super uplifting music, but we're not on a call while we're doing this. We can actually both enter into the same space and just like put notes in there for each other, and then the other person can find the super uplifting music and drop it in there.
Thank you so much. So as you can see as well, Erin just clicked on the transcribe. Transcribe would actually, don't detect me.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry,
okay.
Made a
I'm
sound.
on my own computer. It's fine.
Okay, so while that is loading up, you'll also find under filters. So underneath placeholder on the left-hand side, there's filters. This is extremely important when it comes to actually recording because you need to enhance your speech. So if you click on enhance, that will remove the background noise that is happening. So for example, you are in your classroom, there's 30 students or more, and you're needing to get them to engage in this podcast class activity. I got my year 10s. There were 20 of them. Some students decided to actually go outside and do it, but I told them that you need to be within my site to make sure that, we still have the duty of care. Thank you. So I told them, I was like, just try the enhanced speech. Doesn't really matter if you can hear people talking. And surprisingly enough, it just picked up their voice. So whatever computer you are using, if it has the microphone detection, it will actually just take in the initial sound of whoever's talking in front of the computer. So just very quickly, just a quick demo. Erin, if you can highlight the last sentence, please.
Just trying to find, I have way too many windows open. Hey, where are you? There you are. I'm just going to also do.
Yeah.
So I'm too wordy. I want to chop that last bit off.
Yes. So basically what you can do is just press, let's say, delete, or press delete or delete on your keyboard. If you do Control Z, it comes back up. There you are.
So Control Z is undo, the undo shortcut on your keyboard. You can
the other thing as well you can do is, this is the most revelating thing that I've ever experienced in my life. It's export clip. So if you highlight that, or like another sentence, whatever is easier.
Okay, so in this brave new world of digital media.
So export clip. What it will do is it will only take that specific phrase that you took out and export clip. You don't need to download, Erin, but there's two options of doing MP3 and WAV. There's also that audiogram I mentioned before that makes it into a video podcast.
It's so pretty. Can we show the audiogram?
Yeah. So the remarkable thing about it is you can now change the background and the theme. Before, it used to just be stock standard purple. Now you can actually change it up to whatever you like, which is brilliant.
There's so many options too.
Definitely. So feel free to experiment with podcasts, Adobe Podcast, you guys. Erin, if we can head back to the slides.
Absolutely.
Please and thank you. If anyone has any questions, any kind of insights, if you guys have used Adobe Podcasts or an alternative, would love to know what you guys get up to. So with this video, I think we might not share it because I can just probably share it with everyone in the chat, or I'll put it in that resource page later so that they can watch it. If we can go to the next slide, please. Cool. Okay. So this is now the activity time. Basically, what I want you all to understand when it comes to engaging with Gen AI enabled tools, please know that your first idea is always the worst idea. Please know that whatever you need to actually come up with, whatever you think of, write it down, but then don't be telling yourself it's going to be the final. So I learned this from a mentor of mine when I started teaching. I was shocked when this person told me. I was like, what do you mean it's the worst idea? It's my idea. Why are you judging me, kind of thing? But really, what the hidden meaning behind it is that your first idea is basically it's your starting point. It's your jet setting moment. It's your foundation. And then you work your way up. So you want to start refining. You want to start editing. You want to start working around it. So as you can see, these are the first two images I actually started with when it came to coming up with my future ready podcast cover. And the prompt I wrote was a female educator sitting in front of her desk, typing away on her laptop, thinking about her travels on the other side of the world. She looks at a scenic view window of the world to learn about artificial intelligence and the impact on education. I didn't like it. Like I looked at it and I was like, podcast radio? Where did that come from? Like I don't even know. So it just took whatever, filled in the blanks. If we hit on to the next slide, please, Erin. Thank you very much. So I kept on going. Like I kept on poking the Adobe stock to generate me more images. And I actually changed it up by giving a style type. I focused on neon, I focused on digital art, and I then continued on with this same idea, refining further my prompt. But this time I started adding in specifics. So color, I started talking about, well, what else did I talk about? No, I just talked about colors. So I just became more specific. Um, all good. Thank you for joining. So the next one, this is where I then got myself really, really excited. So I came up with my final prompt, and as you can see, it is a paragraph. Gen AI needs you to be specific and clear. You need to tell this thing that you want this. In order for the outcome, the relevant and intended outcome that you want, you need to make sure that you are instructing it. So think of our kids, think of our students. You are needing to tell them exactly how to do certain things, or else their brain's going to look at you funny. They have a goldfish memory, 7 seconds only, probably less, and they won't remember what you last said. So be explicit the best you can. So I took in that idea and I took it into AI and I basically made this. So an amazing embedded feature is the generate similar. So I used that specific image from my previous prompt generated images, and then I used that, added in my own final prompt, and then ta-da! Next slide, please. Ta-da! Now I got my intended podcast cover. So what you'll see here, and I'm diving into a little bit about it. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 things that I want to draw your attention to. So the title itself, exactly how I said it, needs to be in the center. It had the futuristic style, which was amazing. And it actually says future ready rather than pocodo radio, whatever it was. So the other thing that surprised me about what it generated was the background. So as you can see, if you zoom in to it when you get the chance, you actually can see the countries in the background. You can see kind of the South African, UK, UAE border. So, which is pretty cool. And that's what I wanted to highlight in my podcast. Thank you, Erin. The other thing as well, I want to personalize it by adding in a coffee cup because I am an avid coffee drinker, and sticking to that color palette. So next slide, please, Erin.
I did vibe with the previous iteration that had like a Castlevania thing going. It was nice, but that's amazing.
Thank you. Again, personalize it. Like it's your own podcast. So this time, if everyone can head on over to Adobe Podcast, and I would love for you to generate your own podcast cover. It'd be really, really cool to see what you guys get up to. Again, take your first idea lightly. I remember seeing someone said that in the chat, so thank you. Don't take my mentor's word. So I would love to get you guys kind of engaging in this, and I would love to see you make your own podcast cover using Adobe Express and the AI image generator.
Now we're at 3:25, so you've still got 20 minutes to go. Did you want to start doing a little bit of a generative jump over into Adobe Express? I don't mind steering. You just tell me where to go.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So if you guys are still doing that, we'll do a quick demo for those who are on-demand viewers. Erin, take it away. Let's go to Adobe Express, and I'll be the passenger driver. Is that the word?
Yep, backseat first side. Yeah, your passenger princess and backseat driver. Yep. So
Thank
for
you.
the people who are joining us live, I've just put that QR code for the Padlet and the link into the chat for your reference, just to make life a little bit easier for you. Now let's jump over into express.adobe.com. Knowing these links off the top of our head is our friend Chantel. We are creating an Adobe Express podcast cover.
Yes.
Wow, that was harder to say than I thought it was going to be. There we go. So let's go into Adobe Express.
Oh, do you want? Okay.
Why is she kicking me out?
Let's
Rude.
keep going.
There we go. Yeah, Chrome's just chroming. It's all good.
That's okay.
So,
Okay,
yes,
so
dear.
let's do the plus symbol on the left-hand side, please, Erin. And then if you can then head on over to square 1-to-1. So I will show you how I do it, and then please feel free to, do your own style and stuff. So you've got your square canvas. You then need to head on over to media on the left-hand side. It should be on the middle. And then straight away, loving the zoom. Straight away, you then head on to photos. What I just noticed, you can actually just click generate image. Why did I make life harder? So generate image. So click onto that and then do the square, just adding in the two together. And then you copy and paste the actual, what I might do is I might copy and paste that sample. Erin?
Yeah, I'm just looking on your run sheet and I couldn't find your actual phrase.
Here you go. Don't worry, I got you.
You got me, I got you. We've all got each other. It's loving. Okie dokie.
Yeah, so copy and paste that onto the chat. And then, Erin, you give me something that you would like to visually represent. So any theme, any concept.
Okay, so I'm going to generate a podcast cover to visually represent creativity in motherhood, because I have a tiny human, and like all people that have tiny humans, they take up a lot of mental real estate. So there we go. The target audience of this podcast is our professional women who also have children, and create a consistent color scheme of, okay, electric blue and pink with yellow highlight.
Nice.
Let's see how it goes. Showing my 80s baby credentials there. And so,
yeah, if you want, you can select a content type. So as I said before, I selected the digital art or graphic. There's also styles. So I went for neon. So I think you can find it in effects from there. Oh, there you go. It's in popular. Oh, it's popular. So yeah, and then generate, it should come up with 4, and then you can select one of them. If you don't like any of them, you then generate more. So let the internet gods do its thing. Erin, just a quick question. I just got a message from Simone. Apparently the chat was disabled. How do I?
Really?
How do
the
I
chat's been disabled?
Yeah, or like they can't chat.
That's weird. Okay, so because the last thing was Chantel. Bernie says the chat's still good here. So
right.
if you are in our session, that is fine. The tech gods are wrathful. If you have a problem and it doesn't want to play nice, jump out of the session and jump back in the session. At the very, very end, we are going to share a bunch of links and stuff so that you're not going to miss anything. And if you've missed out on anything and you want like me to put a screenshot in or something again, just ask us at the end. We've got got you. Just jump out and jump back in. You will get back in. We'll let you. It's fine.
Ooh. Wow.
Ooh. Mood. Look at that.
There you go.
So as you can see, I can just like click through a few different options and it kind of,
I'm vibing with that one. I really like
yeah.
that one.
Although it just does also kind of give me the impression that she really loves oranges.
Yes. I was about to say. Do you like oranges?
I have an orange tree, so sure. This one's got like sort of more of like a peaceful vibe to it, whereas
Yeah.
this one's got a bit more energy.
With oranges, of course.
Yeah, with the orange eyes. Well, vitamin C is good for all of our systems, so
Correct.
there we go.
Oh,
So no, let's start with that one because that's a great
cool.
starting place.
Yeah.
Okay. So what now?
So, if let's say that you actually generated, so for my podcast cover, what I did is I allowed the image generator to make the text for me. But if you wish to add it, just simply add in text underneath media, and it's up to you how you want to play around with text. So, I honestly,
I like
if
just
you,
adding text and playing with it.
yeah, go for it.
But
And
there
I think,
there are a crazy amount of like templates and things that you can use as well. We can even just play with one of the templates
yeah,
and
that'd be cool.
and because it's thematically, it's vibing. We just have to take it from the black to a white. So that's an easy demo, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna let you do that. Thanks.
And then I'm going to highlight all of that text in that section. And I'm just going to jump over here, click the black and flick it over to white.
Boom.
And then I'll do the same thing with the talkie talk. Do that. And then it doesn't want to let me select that text in there. That's really interesting. So I'm just going to select it and then ungroup.
Yeah.
And then I think I know why, because it's the layers that's sitting on the bottom black layer of all of those shapes. So I'm just going to pull that up a bit. And now I can select it, select the text, and then make it white. A weekly interview series highlighting working mothers and the amazing work they do not for their students and the world, just the world.
I think so too.
Let's sort of underscore this, right?
If you
And
want to add
we're
oranges,
including the
please
fur
do.
mums in this as well, I reckon.
Sounds good.
And we don't want it over her face, do we? That's a bit
No, thank
ordinary.
you.
So this is a quick way I'm going to regroup this.
Yeah.
Select all, group, and then just shove the picture back underneath it. Mwahaha.
So the other thing as well I would do is that I would lock that image background so that rather than you trying to drag and move around your text, at least that your image is locked and then you can just play around the alignment and positioning of your text.
So to do that, I just click on the image, right click on the image, and I'm just going to hit that lock button. If you're creating remixable templates for your colleagues, you can also go lock, allow, image, replace, which keeps it in position, but then also allows people to really easily swap it out for something else.
Cool.
So let's move you a wee bit.
Maybe
we'll just shrink her a little bit.
Yes, that's it. Maybe on the right side, top right.
Yeah. Because, of course, we can flip this around.
Ooh,
we can do all sorts of things.
Oh, I like that.
And
you
then,
just have to read it that way. Unless you have an iPad. Either way.
And then we just go spinny, spinny, spin.
Nice.
And then movie corners. Get it where you want it. And then pull it
So
down.
hopefully during the time that Erin's doing this, I would love to see what everyone else got up to. And just seeing, the possibilities of the embedded AI generator that Adobe Express has. It'd be really, really cool, what kind of prompts you guys use, what kind of images that you have generated. And I mean, Erin, look, please post that in the Padlet.
Absolutely. And plus we've
Please.
got a question here from Chantel, a very worthwhile question,
Yes.
asking how do we go back to the prompt to edit it more from the initial generate? So select your image. So I had to unlock it to select it. This is one thing. If you lock it, it won't let you like mess with it anymore,
Yep.
but well, I'll right click unlock. So I've got my little guidey bits there, so you can tell I've got it selected. And then see that little toggle, those little toggle switches, like little volume switches. You just left click that and you can play with your prompt from there. So let's just quickly lock that again. The other thing that you can do if you want to mess around with it, but you're not quite sure where you're going, is just, and I'll do it a little bit slower this time. We're going to duplicate it. So that you see that menu moves. When I only have one, it's just that little ellipsis at the bottom right there. You can go duplicate and then you can play with it without fear of messing it up. The only
It's so
difference is,
pretty.
and see, it remembers. Look at that. It didn't used to, but now it does remember that that's a generated image and it lets you go back in. So if we're going, I don't like that text there, I might actually delete that and get rid of that because it's not vibing with me. You can do that, but then you know you still have your first iteration there. So how do we share it with the tablet? Padlet.
I got
There
you
we go.
saying that too. So if you head on over to download in the top right corner, there should be a option of doing PNG for images. If you want to do PDF with your students, you can do so as well. File format, up to you which one actually suits better. And then you hit download, and then does its thing.
And we didn't do the cut. We broke the cardinal rule. We didn't rename our project to something meaningful.
I'm so sorry. I'm notorious for that. The amount of
podcast cover, Krissa, and then today's date because that helps. Because I hope to collab with you in the future because this has been amazing. And then we can rename the file, but because I'm lazy, I'm just going to hit the download button again, and then it'll name it properly. See, we've gone from having our untitled to our podcast cover. Because I'm in Chrome, I can just hit the show and folder button and it will show the absolute mess that my downloads folder is today from all the stuff I've done. So now I've got my downloads folder and here's the tablet that Adobe prepared earlier. So in the chat is a link to the Padlet. Okay, so we've got that sitting there. Now I've got my handy dandy download folder. So we're going to go and we're going to look to the bottom right hand corner there. We're going to click add post and I am going to get my downloads back on the front and I'm going to drag that over and I'm going to write Chris's ideas are magic.
So we would love to see you guys make your podcast cover, chuck it onto Padlet. Erin, we have about 5 minutes. Is that correct?
We have 6 minutes. Well, let's make the most of it. So I'm just going to, and this is something that you don't have to do. I invite you to do it, but it's always a nice thing when you're sharing these things to grab your prompt and somehow document it for yourself. Okay.
I agree. Reflective practice, people. We got this.
So there's our prompty prompt, and there's our generate podcast cover to visually represent. And it's like made in Express. And then I just hit that publish button and it will boom jump into the Padlet there. Nice. So let's find your presentation. It's in one of these tabs somewhere, right? There we go. There's your web page and there's your presentation.
Awesome. That's okay. Bernie, you can actually head on back. That's okay.
Just like I showed you. You're all good, Bernie. If you've locked it, unlock it. And then just click on your image and go to your little toggles there. And then you can just jump in that way. Grab it, copy it, paste it. You're all good. We've got this.
That's correct. So finally, before we actually head off for today, again, thank you so much, especially for those live attendees coming in and actually joining us. Thank you to Erin for being an amazing co-collaborator. Without you, I wouldn't have actually have any slides to show anybody.
You would have done a great job of talking everybody through it, I'm sure.
Thank you. And if we head on over back to that last podcast is in my head. Last slide, please. So what I've done for everybody is here is the slides. I've done a resource webpage using Adobe Express webpage, and I've included in there as well a digital storytelling tutorial that I had the fortunate opportunity to share with the Adobe global community in August. So please do check that out. It uses the idea of generating AI images using Adobe Express. Again, the slides are the same, prompts are there, including the fill in the blanks. So just something for you guys to venture into and use it as a resource. Feel free to share it with your students as well. More than happy to. The other thing as well, Erin, if we just slightly scroll up. Sorry, scroll up.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, don't apologize.
Onto the year 10. Yeah. So these are actually my students' sample of work. So they made this using Adobe Express themselves. I couldn't find their prompts anymore, but this is what they did 2 years ago. So my students were actually playing around making podcasts. They used Adobe Podcast Studio themselves. And alongside it, they had to make that podcast cover. So it was a 6-week unit of work. If you wish to grab a copy of it, by all means, please connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm happy to share that whole folder with you guys.
Amazing. Cool. Well, thank you so much. It's a wonderfully put together and very intentional resource that I'm sure that I will really enjoy, like bookmarking and referring back to, because yes, me being able to help out because the technical difficulties wouldn't have been possible without your level of preparation. So a massive round of applause for Krissa.
Thank you, people. You're the best. Hooray. Thank you for joining us.
And yeah, with a couple of minutes to spare, we'll just remind you that as this is the last session, this would now be the time that you jump across into those links to the feedback forms that the Adobe team have provided to us. I'm going to spend a little bit of time now typing out that very long feedback link. And so it's in the chat for you, so you don't have to do it yourselves. Otherwise, yeah, definitely just scan the QR code if you have a phone that is agreeable to doing that. And please rate us, let us know what you think. All feedback is good feedback, and we appreciate your time and attention, especially for those of you who are decompressing and enjoying your school holidays.
Woo! That's me included.
Yay, woo!
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.
Okay, let's just check that link before I pop it into the chat this time, hey? There we go. It works. Hooray!
Cool. Thank you, Erin.
Okay, so hey Ben. So yes, did we want to call the recording at that? Give Tim a nice chop point, and then was there anybody? Did you want to hold on for a couple of minutes, Krissa, if anybody wanted to open up their mics and ask any questions?
Yeah. Should I end the event now? Sorry, Tim.
Oh no, if you end the event, it'll kick everybody out.
Oh no, don't.
So Tim can chop the recording for us. So he'll probably pick us going yay, and then he'll chop the event off. So yes, was there anybody who was really keen to open up their mic and ask Krissa some questions? Otherwise,
always
yes,
here.
You can absolutely, because your LinkedIn, your contact details are all in here. And you can jump across to the Future Ready Teacher as well.
Yeah.
Yep, it's all your LinkedIn is LinkedIn.
Did you want to head on over to slide 3 maybe? And then at least they can, if they need be.
Absolutely.
Sorry about the amount of tabs. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Can we thank Erin, please? If you guys can give a clapping react. Erin actually had a last minute pick a spot for this session. So she, honestly, big fan. I told her about it like 10 minutes before. I was like, huge fan, fangirling.
That's okay. I was registered for your session anyway, so it worked well.
Yeah, so if anyone has any questions, any kind of thoughts, comments, how did you guys find this session? Please let us know. Would love to, interact with you guys.
Yeah, I might just invite. I'll just go through the main controls.
I'm loving the
and see if I
podcast
can
cover.
enable. Okay, did we have anybody jump across into the Padlet as well?
Yeah, we have Bernie. I can see Bernie's. I can
got Matthews there as well.
I want to say your usernames, people, but I don't like referring to people by their username.
Yeah, I'm just going through and I'm clicking allow mic. So if you want to open up your mic, you can. We trust that Tim will trim the recording accordingly.
That's correct.
There we go. Ben, can you open your mic now, man?
I can. It's pretty loud here, though. I've got kids everywhere, so
that's okay. I had planes flying over earlier. It's all good.
Nice. Good show, you two. I had fun. Thank you.
You're welcome. Nice to meet you, Ben.
You too. You too.
Okay, well, I guess if we didn't have anybody else wanting to ask any open questions, then obviously reach out to us on all of the social things. Follow us on the medias that are social. And I guess we might see you at the next Adobe event.
Catch you later, people. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Erin, thank you again.
You're very welcome. Bye.